Your mind is too idle. Like, your mind is too bored. Like, there's too many times in the day where you have too much time to think. When you have too much time to think, it's going to send you into places that are detrimental to your life. The saying, the devil loves an idle mind, is not just a saying, it's the truth. This is why it's so important to stay busy, to stay in action, to stay talking, to stay praying. Because when you're bored, your mind is looking for some sort of stimulation. And it's going to look for that stimulation in anything. And 9 times out of 10, where it wants to get that stimulation from is going to be something that's instant. And that instant is what we call instant gratification. And that only comes from things that are cheap dopamine. This is why you snack on sugar. This is why you smoke weed. This is why you drink. This is why you watch porn. This is why you scroll. This is why you listen to music. Because every single time your mind is looking for something to ease its thoughts, it's looking for stimulation. So it's going to run towards things that are going to be detrimental for you at first. And this is why it's so important to make sure that you are challenging yourself on a daily basis for 95% of the day. 95% of your day should be a challenge. When you go to work, you should be challenging yourself. As soon as you wake up, you should be challenging yourself, especially as soon as you wake up. Because as soon as you wake up, the way you start is the way 9 times out of 10 you're going to finish that day. So if you start the day on some BS, if you start the day with a blunt, if you start the day with some cereal or some sugar, you're going to end the day probably doing something that's not beneficial for you. So you want to start the day with something productive, something that doesn't give you instant gratification, so you could set the tone for the rest of the day. And that comes from the gym. That could come from doing some deep work. That could come from reading. It's plenty of things you could think of that you probably have to do, but you're putting off because of your procrastination, that you should get done immediately in the morning. The morning is the most important part of the day, because the way you start your morning is the way you're going to end the night. It's the way you interact between that gap between the morning and the night is the way you start the morning. So if you're not starting the morning properly, don't expect when it hits afternoon for you to make the best decisions for you. Don't expect to stay disciplined for the rest of the day when as soon as you woke up, you did something undisciplined. Life is not that complicated. Being disciplined is not complicated. It's not that some people are more undisciplined than you. They just understand the tricks of the brain better than you. You don't understand how to trick your brain. Your brain is literally a pattern. It's literally in rhythm, and anything can throw off that rhythm. And if your rhythm is disciplined, if you're waking up doing something disciplined, then you do something disciplined after that, and then you do something disciplined after that, 9 times out of 10, you're going to be more likely to keep doing disciplined things throughout the day. But if you start out the day with something instantly gratifying that is undisciplined, you're going to keep doing that throughout the day. Your brain is a rhythm. It's a pattern. You're overcomplicating it. You have everything it takes to succeed at whatever you want to succeed at. You just don't understand that your brain is here to play tricks on you. And if you listen to God, he says this in the Bible. This is why he says, lean on my understanding, not yours. Lean on him. Follow him. Do not follow yourself. Do not trust yourself, because you are flesh. You are very fleshly, and your flesh wants to do what flesh wants. Every single thing that we get from self-improvement, every single thing we get from all of this stuff that they preach, all of these life coaches, they steal it from right out of scripture. But we don't want to listen to that. We take more power in a man's words than the word of God. And now a lot of y'all are depressed and anxious and stressed out because you keep running to things that are not his word. His word tells you to be disciplined. His word tells you to listen to him. Do not listen to you. You are going to make worse decisions for yourself, and he's going to make the best decisions for you. You may not like it, you may not want to do it, but 9 times out of 10, the things that are best for us, we don't like. I've had people in my DMs, text me about how they're addicted to porn, right? And I think it's because I talked about it so openly about how I was addicted to it at one point. And, a lot of people, are kind of ashamed to admit that, but I'm not ashamed of it because it's part of my life. And I know a lot of other people go through it. They just don't want to talk about it, right? And he told me in the DM that the reason he says every time he goes in his bed to sleep, he says he cannot fight his urge to watch porn, right? And I realized while talking to him that he doesn't understand that what he's doing is causing him to watch porn. It's not the fact that he can't do it, it's the fact that he doesn't understand how not to do it. He keeps his phone next to him in the bed. He keeps his phone in the dresser. You have to keep your phone outside of the room. Because what is on your phone? Your phone is here to trigger you, to get you to go to the website. If you watch Instagram, if you watch TikTok, if you're watching Twitter, these things are literally pre-rituals to get you to the action of porn, because it's so many teasers on Instagram that this is just, it's like a gateway drug to the website. So you have to get rid of all of the gateway drugs. The gateway drugs are there to trick you. So keep your phone out of the room, clean up your Explore page, clean up these things in your feed, and you'll drop the addiction. This goes for weed as well. If you have an addiction to weed, get rid of the wrapping paper out of your room. Stop listening to music, because music is going to trigger you to want to smoke weed. People don't realize that music is a trigger to get you to do things that are sinful. Music is not a sin, but it is a gateway to sin. So you want to be careful. Same thing with alcohol. Alcohol literally means body eating spirits. But anytime you are bored, you're going to want to drink, because alcohol makes you feel better and it makes you a happier person. This is why people become alcoholics. Not necessarily because they love the taste of alcohol, but because alcohol makes you feel better in the moment. And that is what people are in constant search for, an escape. I used to drink every single night. There was a point in time where I would walk in a liquor store. I didn't care what the name of the alcohol was. I didn't care what it tasted like. I cared about the percentage of alcohol in the drink. I cared about the percentage because I wanted something that was going to make me escape from my reality the quickest. And this is the point. And it didn't start off like that. It started off with, I just had one drink when I was younger, every weekend. Then it became every 2 days, then every 3 days, then it became every day, then every night, then 2-3 times a day. Why? Because I was not addicted to the alcohol. I was addicted to escaping, and alcohol was what I used to escape. You're going to always want to escape from reality. And the way you escape from reality is by placing eternity in your heart. When you put eternity in your heart, that is the positive escape. That is the beneficial escape. Because that escape is never, ever going to leave you. It's not a momentary high. It's not a momentary tipsy. It's not a momentary drunk. It's an everlasting feeling that you will get, which is peace in your heart. And it is something you can run to anytime you are anxious and stressed out. So I have an addiction just like you have an addiction. It's just my addiction is actually good for me. And my addiction is praying. My addiction is eternity. That alcohol is going to kill you. It's going to kill you. It killed me. I was in a doctor, having health problems because of my alcohol addiction. I was having issues with my liver. I was having issues with many things. There was times where I would walk into work and you would smell alcohol through my pores. I go to work now and I see people who drink and who are having alcohol, and and they're using it to escape from the fact that they're not doing so good on their job. Or there's a guy at my job right now who has a daughter, and it's a sales job and he's not doing good, so he's drinking on his breaks to escape from his living situation. He already has so many other things. Like, he literally told me he has a DUI. And for some reason, I think he realizes that it's the problem, but he doesn't want to admit it to himself, because that means he has to change. And it's very easy to go pick up a drink. It's very easy. It's not easy to not go pick up that drink. It's a lot harder for you to deny your flesh and not pick up that drink than it is to just go pick up that drink and pretend like nothing's wrong. And the worst thing is, but a lot of these situations, a lot of you guys have people around you who just condone the bad behavior. This is why you got to change your environment. And sometimes you got to change your family environment. The people closest to you can condone you to do things that are detrimental to you. I have a guy in my family right now. I have not drunk in 2 years. Been the happiest I've ever been in my life. Every time I see him, he tries to get me to drink. Why? I know why. Because he's escaping himself, and he can't see how somebody else cannot want to do that. I don't want to escape with that, brother. I don't want to escape with that. I don't get excited like you get excited for tequila. I don't get excited like you get excited to drink some whiskey. I don't get excited for that anymore. I'm past that in my life, because I found the true drunk to life. I can't find a better word, but it's eternity, which is already in my heart. That's already in my heart. You can get that today. It's not money you need. It's not a better car. You don't need a relationship. People think they'll get these things and then, the addictions will go away. And they realize the addictions just got worse because they got them, and then it didn't do what they thought it was going to do, and now they're even more addicted to the thing that they were addicted to before. Because you cannot, because there's nothing in this world that you can worship that's going to fulfill you. It's literally, our hearts were only made for eternity, brother. Our hearts were only made for Jesus. He changes us. A relationship's not going to change you. Rich is not making money is not going to change you. A better physique is not going to change you. None of these things are going to change you. They're only going to amplify who you are. Jesus only changes you. That's the only thing. So I'm gonna leave y'all with that. Thank you for watching, and follow me on Instagram at Spider Official, SPIDAOFFICAL. Thank you.